And we're live! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Saber Dice. My name is Cody, and I have some beautiful, sexy, incredible, wonderful, talented, amazing people here with me this evening to play some Dungeons & Dragons. We, of course, have David Friant of Nerdarchy. We have the one and only Guy SCLANDERS from How to Be a Great GM. I like to say it like that, buddy.
I know you do. It's good.
We have Jacob BUDZ from XP to level 3. We have Lauren B, aka Miss Jinja Ninja. I am, of course, Cody with Taking 20, and this is Michael Hunt, our Dungeon Master for the evening, aka Unmade Gaming, aka the Lich Lord. Here with a few lovely, beautiful, wonderful words for our sponsors this evening is Jacob BUDZ from XP to level 3.
God, why do you pick me? I'm notoriously. We are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, our tabletop role-playing thingy of choice. It's on Steam. It's very easy to use. I learned it very quickly, and I play it. I play a few games in it, and it's really cool.
I like how that was a question. It's on Steam?
It's on Steam? It's on Steam. You'll find out, but it is on Steam, which makes it really easy. You can get your friends into it really fast, and it's a lot of fun. And Dungeon Painter Studios, right? We're all supported by Dungeon.
Dave is the one who started adding the S because he's so fucking Philly.
It's only one studio.
Not add.
Oh, sorry, one studio. The Dungeon Painter Studio.
We don't have two studios.
They are sponsoring us as well. It does not look like they sponsor us at all because Michael doesn't do anything. But
nope.
but they do in fact sponsor us. It is also on Steam. So if you've got Fantasy Grounds, you've got Dungeon Painter Studio, you can bring those together to make awesome maps and play with your friends online. It's super, super fun. If you want to see a lot of the maps, Guy made a bunch of them for Karo Stones last season. They look amazing, and they're really great. I think Cody's going to have some for the next thing we're doing.
In fairness to Dungeon Painter Studio, who has been with us since day one, whom we love dearly, we have to check to see if I will have some Dungeon Painter Studio maps next season.
Guys,
but I have started building them out already for Oasis.
One of the best features of Dungeon Painter Studio is that you can get a studio and paint a dungeon and then hold it over your friends for not painting their own studio dungeons or dungeon studios.
I'm going to make it a whale. I'm not even running a game.
It's so much better than theirs because you have maps.
I want to see Mike do a JP Spears style video about that. That would be.
I'm going to Google who JP Spears is.
I'm going to make a dungeon.
I want a video of Mike making maps.
Oh, you've
not
probably
knowing how to use it.
He does like if your friends are if meat eaters treat their friends like.
Oh yeah. That guy's dope. Lauren, you don't have to make a video for that. You just watch me DM. I DM all the time and have no idea what I'm doing. That's what's happening live.
Story.
Also, not entirely a sponsor, but we also have a Patreon, which has a podcast on it, the After Dark podcast, which is where we go crazy and make a bunch of dick jokes. So,
and speaking of which, Jacob, I think we have a special announcement
Patreon
about that and the Jade Colossus and how they are related.
Oh, I don't want to make this announcement. I'll do it wrong.
You're going to do it wrong? Well, we'll just send it over to Lauren because she looks like a deer in the headlights.
Hey, guys, have you checked out the Patreon yet? I don't know if that's what we're talking about, but that Discord is one of my favorite Discords because we just rip on each other and post inappropriate memes. And also, the show's pretty good, I guess. Like, the DM's okay, so...
No,
that wasn't the announcement.
I did great though, right?
Seriously though, we're okay. So a serious announcement from the crew here at Saber Dice. We have just reached a point in the After Dark show with Jacob BUDZ and behind the screen, and we kind of polled you guys. Hey, this is a really great wrap up for this story arc, or we can continue. And after chatting with a few of you guys, and kind of a split 50-50, but also chatting with the cast, we have decided that the Jade Colossus, after next week, will be the new Patron After Dark show moving forward. Once, however many episodes are left in the After Dark, the original season, so we don't want to spoil that. So if you guys are liking this show, check out the Patreon because in about probably
further.
Somewhere between 3 to 5 weeks, we will move this from our 2.5-hour show to a hour-long show every single week over there alongside Oasis. That's a lot of talking.
News to me.
Yeah, surprise, Mike.
Surprise! The surprise is for you.
I don't know who said what in our last video that got us, like, it's demonetized again. I don't know why. It's completely
Oh,
demonetized.
time out. It was you, and it was the first or second sentence you said into the game, and you said, "You know what? We're gonna get demonetized," and you said something.
Is that what happened?
Somebody go back and flip it.
Well, fuck it. We're getting demonetized. All right.
That's what you said.
Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons, Michael. I want to be I want to enunciate here. Take it away, Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt.
Thanks, sponsors. Don't leave us. We love you.
Guys, if you want to see me live convert Numenera to D&D, you're in the right spot. That being said, don't forget that's here, not on WebDM. I love you guys.
Let's play D&D, man.
We're playing that-ish. Previously on the Jade Colossus, I didn't write this like I normally do. This is a Jacob Bud style intro. You guys are adventurers?
Everything's a question.
I mean, did you participate in last episode?
I can give you the recap if you want.
Sure.
There were a bunch of doors.
That's what happened.
One a few times.
I did fist that hole, and
that's right. That's
pull
right.
off the rod.
That's what got fucking demonetized.
You did fist a hole, and you grabbed a rod,
And we killed
and a banana came out of it. Because when I said, name a creature, Jacob, he said, a banana.
Oh, and I tried to eat it, but
homeschooled.
it was made of glass.
That's what I heard when he said it. He said, a banana. I'm homeschooled. That being said, previously on the Jade Colossus, you guys are adventurers, and you have gone into the Jade Colossus. For some reason, I still don't know why you've decided, the collective of you, that you should be adventurers and you should be adventuring. But you are, nonetheless. You encountered a room full of eggs and decided the best course of action would be to smash and eat them, even though they posed you no ill will and were just, fertilized babies. And then once you decided to kill them and their familial, parentage, you moved on. And you pulled a banana out of a hole. And that was the whole episode.
Yeah, I think you missed the principal point, however. So I will appreciate your contribution. But you can...
We started a band, too.
I don't think there was a band started. No.
Yeah, we were pressing the rock buttons.
Yep.
And then there were some tunes, and then there was some tapping, and then there was... No.
Yeah, okay. We can table that. We can put a pin in that and come back to it if we want to include music.
Well, I'm really, really glad that this is written on the floor of the dungeon forever. It just says, hey, buddy, how's it going?
It's true, it does say that. But now,
Forever.
you guys stand in a room full of this gooey black liquid that resides on about a half inch of shit on the ground, and it slowly begins to coagulate and pool into humanoid forms that look like all of you.
Hey, that one looks like me.
Hi there.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I must have missed some of this. I'm not sure what happened. I was spending most of my time in the corner, and
That's right. Reflecting.
I'm not sure what happened here. Could you explain this? Why is there a figure that looks like me?
I'm gonna go poke it.
I'm gonna look
How close are these facsimiles? Are they colored? Do they have color to them? Or
It is completely like opaque black, like oil, like pitch.
I'm poking mine.
Are they moving? Or are they
Not
just
currently.
standing?
They're like they've like I can't make a movie reference here. I forget the name of the movie. They just sort of like pooled up and grew and then formed humanoid shapes and are now standing. There are 5 of them. That
Like
look
in the
identical.
abyss with the water.
There's about yes. Those are 2 references that I don't understand. There's like 20 of them, but 5 of them look just like you guys.
Is there a black oil Shelly?
There is. It is right below the black oil Rufus.
I don't know if you should poke it.
Why not?
It's traditionally black is not a good color.
I still want to poke it.
Okay.
You think it's gonna be evil? Like it's gonna eat me?
It might be a bit goth, but sure.
You poke it.
I poke it.
You've seen The Matrix when he pokes the glass mirror? Your hand kind of goes into it, like it sucks in, and then you pull it out, You guys want to see this on the After Dark show? Check out the Patreon. And it makes that splorch noise, and like the strand, the gooey ropes disconnect and sort of boom back into the creature, and you have this black tar-like substance on your finger, and it slowly begins to crawl up your finger and begin to consume your hand.
I think we're going to have to cut it off.
Is this like the goo
Put your
that
hands out. I've cut it off. I've got my sword.
Don't cut my arm off. I need to use that. Maybe this is just who I'm going to become now.
Oh my
I'm
god.
okay with this transformation, you know? Sometimes
you're gonna have to cut it off like that guy, Stephen Green. I heard a story about him. He had to cut it off.
His wood.
Does it hurt?
Because that's what lumberjacks do. They chop down wood, so we probably have to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
At the
actually
root.
feel nothing.
You know, I'm kind of okay with this.
It's
You'll
like
have
a stranger's
stuff though.
This is
You're
the
okay.
decision I've made, and I'm going to suffer for it.
What if it consumes you completely and then you just become like one of these? Just a voiceless black...
Well, I hope you be a good friend and accept me for being being that way. And
Sure, we would accept you, but we would have to certainly reassess your application to being part of the team. I don't think you'd contribute significantly, and it would hold you back, actually, as well as us. Yeah.
So as this thing consumes Franklin down to the elbow, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm ready with my greatsword to cut his arm off.
Perfect.
I'm ready
Can
to
I, like,
cure wounds
pull
him
it off?
after he gets his arm cut off.
Do you try to pull it off?
I'm gonna try. Like, I'm gonna see if it can come off.
Okay. Yeah, you begin to grab this, and that same sickly, like squelching, like boots in mud kind of happens, and you pull some off onto your other hand, and it slowly begins to consume your other hand.
I'm gonna cut.
We're gonna have to cut off both his arms now.
While
Shelly,
he's
grab him with the
distracted with
elbow.
the one hand, I start cutting the other hand and look over to make sure that he's also going to cut the other hand off now at the same time.
I touch my face.
No, that's just not smart.
This now you won't come off any of my opinion just because it's my face now, and you're not
You
gonna
know,
cut off my head, are you? So don't cut off my arms.
Well, we'd have to take your head off too if we're taking your arms off. It would only be balanced.
You'd kill me just because I'm becoming black?
If you're weak enough that you die from your head being chopped off, then I think you shouldn't be part of the team anyway.
Oh, it makes sense.
Are you even going to be able to breathe under all that?
Oh, you're like our magic guy. Don't you know about this stuff?
I don't know what this is. It's just sticky stuff, and it's going all over my arms and my face.
I want to take a torch and like run it under his arm real quick to see if it like burns or sizzles off, or he can...
It doesn't. But you notice as you get closer to him and bring the torchlight closer, you see that it is slowly consuming his face. And as you see him talking, it covers his mouth, and you see it moving, but no more sound comes out to cover his head. And frankly, you no longer hear anything.
I very specifically want to know if he is panicking, aka can he breathe, or is he going to suffocate right in front of us and roll up a new character?
Franklin, you seem fine. You're not suffocating. Yeah, it just covers your mouth and no more sound comes out.
I really don't like this. I'll be perfectly honest with you. This is completely outside of my realm of expertise. Normally, once the black is all over, we would just put feathers on him and make him run through the town naked. But that's just initiation for the team. I feel like it's a bit late now since we're already in the dungeon.
He was like our spellcaster guy, so he's not gonna be very useful anymore.
Hopefully we get another one of those.
We
Wait.
need another spellcaster.
He's not dead yet. You are already excluding him from the team? This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign.
I've never seen a spellcaster cast spells without being able to talk.
Yeah, I agree. Are we voting then to kick out Franklin from the team? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, I think we should put out his torch for sure.
I mostly just don't want to touch or catch whatever he has. It seems very contagious.
Can I search around this room while they're deciding the fate of our friend?
If you could tell him it's not personal.
No, it's not personal at all. It's a vote.
What are you looking for, Tabitha?
Any door out of this room other than the one that we entered from? Maybe like a passageway.
There is
Some treasure.
There is a passageway across the way. You have to get by all of these creatures, but there is a door on the other side of this room.
Are they gonna? Is there a gap that I can walk through to get, or are they like literally right in front of those doors?
They don't seem to be moving, so you're pretty sure that you could just sort of go.
Bye, guys. Good luck with that.
Wait, you can't go just yet. We need to vote.
You know, I think you had me stand in a corner earlier because I'm not a team player, but I don't think that you're actually being a great team leader yourself. You're just going to be letting our teammates walk away like it's not a problem.
I'm not the leader. We remember we're shifting through that role as we're experimenting and exploring the space of leadership right now. So I will take, however, your statement into personal consideration. I do feel that there is a certain amount of loss of control here. We have one person who has creamed themselves, and we have another who has gone off to play with herself in the dark. So yeah, we are definitely alone here in this space.
And I tap on Shelly, and she backs to backs towards the door we came in. Hey, Franklin, can you talk to these guys?
I'm looking at you, and I look over at you, and I'm just like,
nod your head or something. Do you understand us still? Or do you got that gook in your ears?
and then I'm going to cast. I'm going to try to cast my only damaging cantrip. And I'm going to be weird about it. I'm going to try to cast Acid Splash, but in a concentrated area on the gunk and see what happens.
Okay.
Acid Dribble.
Yeah, like
roll your attack.
It's just a save.
Roll your save on yourself.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
You might
Well,
be
you
able
can
to
choose to
choose
fail
it.
I'm gonna fail that. I'm not gonna. It's a dex save.
Everything.
It's just my natural instincts to not hurt myself.
It's like
He's like the big fat guy at the top of the cliff who's like, I'm going to jump off into the lake, and then he doesn't do it, and he was like, I'm going to do it, and he doesn't do it. I wouldn't have any
That was one time,
experience with that.
One time.
Listen, you know your brain prevents you from, like, if you were to bite your hand, your brain actually stops you from actually drawing blood on your. So perhaps you're like acids. I got it.
yeah, that's what happens. I'm like, all right, here we go. Okay,
It's like,
come on, Franklin, come on, you can do it. Come on, I'm gonna try again.
so what happens is
Come on.
you begin to cast Acid Splash. You do whatever it is that you do to cast this spell, and everyone on the outside, Ewan, Rufus, and Guy's character, who didn't put his name in Zoom, Bjark is standing by watching you as your hand that you go to cast with begins to slowly turn green and glow and then slowly fade back to black. And nothing happens. What are the rest of you guys doing as Franklin struggles like this?
Has the black sludge continued to grow over?
Oh yeah. It's up to his shoulders. It's coming down his neck. It hasn't quite met at torso yet. He doesn't seem to be bothered by it. He seems to be fully functional and talking. You just can't hear anything.
Ewan, Rufus, I'm going to defer to your judgment here on what we should be doing. I'm completely out of my depth. I don't mind saying that. This is your call now, gentlemen. What are we going to do? We have.
I don't know. This is magic stuff, and he's the magic guy.
Yeah, but can't you cast magic, Ewan? Aren't you one of those?
Sure, I sure can. If if he needed to be blind or deaf, perhaps I could help there.
Anything else other than that?
I think I have a bit of magic that could help him stay locked in place, really, so he couldn't move.
It's a little late for that. You could have used that lock and place magic before he started touching everything.
It's just an emotionless, inky face, and I just look over at you and in disappointment.
Could you do that to the black stuff so it doesn't carry on growing? Lock it in place?
Mostly it just works on folks.
I'm sorry, you have a very strange accent. Did you say it works on forks, as in the cutlery service? That one has?
Folks, people.
Oh, I understand. Folks, yeah.
Like a folk song.
I start walking in a random direction, Mike, with my hands out.
Don't let him
I don't-
fucking touch me.
I don't think he should be walking around on his own like that, but
You know, I could hold him in place if you like.
Hey, Owen, can you make water or something? Wash it off?
You know, I can also create a little fire.
Oh yeah, fire's great for burning stuff away. Burn it off. Burn it.
You know, I thought so, but when I put the torch up, it didn't do much. And I kind of take the torch back over near Franklin, who I assume now is just like a walking black gummy bear of like ooze and goop.
Yes, it is now meeting at the torso, and you can see it spreading around to his back as he seemingly is walking with some kind of purpose with his hands outstretched, as if perhaps he sees something that you do not.
And I'm going to run towards the door that Stabitha just went through. Like, I run. Like a...
do you think he knows where to go, Pops? I mean, I've got water skin and I've got a jug. I've got a pitcher. We can certainly wash him off, I suppose.
Yeah, either you guys got a 10-foot pole, someone can hold him down and someone can wash him.
I do, as a matter of fact. I have wood. I've got pole. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so we're going to stick him with the pole and sort of keep him on the end like a lollipop?
Well, we don't want him to touch any of us.
Yeah, good point. Good point. And if it starts to cut down the pole, we just chop the pole. Yeah. I like this plan. We have a plan. Yeah. I think, Rufus, you're charge, your leadership. This is good. You see, this exploration of control is a good thing. Yeah.
Oh, finally, people are giving me the respect I deserve. If there's like a space like to get to the other side without touching anybody, I will direct Shelly through the hole.
Okay. Yeah. How big is Shelly? This crab here.
Medium size.
A medium-sized crab, and you're also medium, right? Oh, you're small. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can easily make your way through there.
I think we should follow, Ewan.
Perhaps we should. And we'll go figure out where Tabitha went.
Okay. Speaking of, Tabitha, where did you go?
For a walk. Where does my my passageway lead me, would you say? In like a hall, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
You have a much bigger East Coast accent than you realize.
Mm-hmm. It leads you to a hall. A hall. Not a hall. It leaves the room into a corridor and continues down. You see that, again, much like all the other corridors you've passed through, there are alcoves and hallways leading off of this main route of varying sides, widths, lengths, etc., girth. As you move down, you could go off any one of these offshoots, but as does everyone else, the main causeway here is that Rana's Way, to which this is a safe path to follow, albeit now one of your friends is goo. It seems as though only when you divert from the path do bad things happen.
I'm gonna go on the path.
You're going to keep on the path? Fantastic.
She wants treasure, but also, like, if you get covered in goop, you can't have treasure. So
yeah. It's hard to spend loot when you die.
Yeah, that's her thought.
Yeah. Then it becomes someone else's loot, right?
She'll just loot the dead people, her friends.
Exactly, the dead people.
You don't want to have a bunch of sticky coins, just all covered in goop.
Yeah, clean them off first.
The things you have that are sticky coins.
Can't be giving your wife sticky coin.
Right. You don't want to give her ropes of coins. So you continue down this corridor, and you begin to hear this, like, discordant noise. It sounds like just like a cacophony of shouts and ear-piercing screams. It's quite painful. It's like shattering glass and nails on chalkboards. It's just a very unpleasant time coming from the direction that you are going in. And as you get closer to whatever it is, it gets louder and louder. Do you proceed, or do you wait for the soon-to-be corpses?
She's sneaking, but she's gonna stealth forward. Just kind of keep listening.
Cool. Roll me a stealth.
I have that thing. The thing. Hold on.
The thing?
Thing.
Nimble something.
The thing that is stealthed?
Naturally stealthy. Hold on a sec.
That means you can hide in a creature.
I'm trying to grab the right thing. Oh my god.
love it when Lord...
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
While Tabitha figures out how to stealth, Franklin, what's going on, buddy? What are you doing?
Okay. I'm going in the direction of the thing that you just told me about.
Yeah, I did tell you what a thing.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna make my way over. Just going down there.
Okay. So unlike what Tabitha is seeing, you see just a beautiful series of shining lights leading your way. They are green energy, tracing through this weird brackish green black stone here. Unlike the normal kind of lightning bursts you had seen before, these are organized in orderly rows, and they are just kind of going straight through and leading you as if like a plane right down into a causeway. And as you approach this corridor, you begin to hear beautiful, melodic, angelic tones just sort of wafting lazily through the air. It's very beautiful. And you kind of want to be.
It is beautiful, and I'm going to follow the source of the music.
Okay. So you begin to do that. Soon enough, Tabitha, you begin to see a mottled black mass moving towards you, hands outstretched at a quick pace, as if charging for you. And as you see him, you cut back to you and Rufus and Bjark. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to stick him with the pole, yeah?
Yeah, man, you're going to have to hold him down with that so he doesn't touch anybody.
But what if it goes up the pole?
We cut the pole in half.
But then he's not on the pole.
If it goes up the pole, definitely let go of the pole.
Yeah, all right. The leader has spoken. We let go of the pole. Yeah, all right, good. So we're running after the black sludge, getting ready to
bean
haul him.
To bean him with the pole.
Franklin kebab.
Okay. So you're chasing after him?
Yeah.
He's running away.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you also see the same thing. You're in the normal corridors. You see all the alcoves and routes going off of this. And as you begin to make your way down this corridor, you hear this discordant noise, this cacophony of bellows and shattering glass and nails on chalkboard. It's very unpleasant to behold. And you see Franklin meandering down the hallway, a la Mary Shelley and Frankenstein. Tabitha, you see this mottled black creature moving towards you. What are you doing?
She saw Franklin starting to turn into maybe this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then she saw those things that look like that. So she's just gonna nope and just continually she's still sneaking, but she's just kind of off to the side in case he wants to pass her so that he doesn't touch her. But she's gonna try to move while stealthing as quickly as she can through this.
Okay. Yep. You are a halfling, right? You're a small.
Mm-hmm.
You're a small creature, or not a small creature, but you're a smallish. So you kind of slink into one of the corners and slowly creep your way down, and he quickly passes you by. And then you see 3 more people, your allies, still not corpses, running after him with a pole, which you had previously not seen before, attempting to poke at Franklin's back.
I'm sorry, wait. Is
Can I
this
whisper something creepily while they run by?
Sure. What do you whisper?
She's stealthed and hidden in a corner, so she's just gonna say, beware the hole in the ground, just to fuck with them. So when they start walking, they just...
Okay. You hear an ominous voice that says, beware the hole in the ground, as you run by Bjark and Rufus and Ewan.
No,
Franklin,
this shit. I'm not doing that. That's creepy. I am going to throw the 10-foot pole in an attempt to impale Franklin, because I'm not going any further forward. There is a hole in the ground, and that's just that. So I'm going to try and harpoon him, and I'm going to use inspiration to get him because he's a teammate running away.
Okay.
And he's blind, so he probably can't see the hole.
Roll to strike Franklin.
I just realized that this entire party is a bunch of short people and Bjark.
And
Yes.
Bjark. Yeah.
Can I be honest? We're all like the gang. Scooby-Doo, and he's Shaggy.
He's just really tall.
All right. It wouldn't let me pick up my D20. Inspiration lets me reroll, right? Or add
It
another.
does.
What does it do?
Let's you reroll.
Yeah. All right. Let's try that one again. Yeah. 9. No. No.
Nice.
It
Okay.
was not meant to happen.
So, in your most Swedish possible, yep, that made sense. Describe to me how you throw this and miss.
Yeah, there's a sudden stopping as there's a realizing of the hole. And so I then, uncharacteristically, we don't do this in Scala. It's not what one does. I then try and throw this pole at my friend. But there's an innate sportsmanship in me, so I went for the head without thinking and missed completely the entire body as well. In my hubris, I'm ashamed. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I hate to say it, but I don't think we need the play-by-play. We're right here. We
I
can
felt
see
it important to take you through my failure so that we can all share in it. I'm going to go and stand in the corner.
I don't know. I kind of like it when he tells us what he does.
Well, that
He's
makes
got a
one of
very
us.
soothing voice.
Did anyone else hear the warning about the hole? I think he's going to fall into it fairly soon. I've got rope. We can lasso and tie him like a hog.
I didn't realize you had heard it as well. I thought it was Geshold talking to me.
The three of you see Franklin continue on and don't see any hole. Perhaps it is the magic of the black goo that is consuming him, but he is immune to holes.
I fucking
I'm gonna throw him a hole.
I sacred flame Jacob. I just sacred flame him. Like I just sacred flame him. I want to see if I can't burn this off with some holy, like it's goop. Like let's burn it off with some holy flame and stuff.
Why wouldn't you? Jacob, go ahead and make me a dex saving throw.
Oh no!
DC's got to be like, I don't know, 14?
It's 12. DC's only
12.
12.
7.
Okay,
Yeah,
how much damage does
I'm
it
gonna
do?
sacred flame Jacob real quick.
Yeah, what does it look like and how much damage does it do?
It does. If I could cast it, there we go. Ka-chow! Oh, that just did that part. Oh, there we go. It does max damage 8. As I just tried to blast a hole in the back, just in his back, with the goop. I just tried to hit him square in the back.
Okay.
I'm a little lower than Bjark, so it's I give my best Kamehameha, and it just blasts him squarely in the back because he's not moving very fast.
Sure. And I assume this is, fire from Gashul, right? So it's this weird, ominous black and brackish kind of color as it explodes from you.
So cool when you do that. Love it.
I thank you.
You see it hit him in the back, and you see a bunch of the black goo kind of morph away from the area and then slowly start to move back.
Do I feel
has
this?
some effect. You feel absolutely nothing. In fact,
sweet.
for the briefest of moments, you feel a slight chill. As if
Oh, I feel a chill. I turn around at the chill.
I
You
put my
see
hands
all your
down real
allies
quick.
minus Navigo there.
I kind of blow off the smoke from my hands and put them down
Question.
on my side.
Michael, what
Yes.
does they look like to me?
So in this field of green and beautiful colors that you see, they are voids. They look
Yeah.
like nothing.
They look like they're not even like invisible. Like they're just not there.
No, you just see like if basically if you're looking at like a green screen, you see a space in the green,
Oh, got it.
right? Yeah,
I'm gonna
they are just
inch
not there.
closer to them.
To them, okay.
Yep, and I'm gonna just like 1, 2, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna start following the singing again.
Is it flapping at us?
The fire, it's working. Use more. Don't stop at the fire now. It's working.
I get caught up in the moment and I cast Sacred Flame at Jacob again.
Yeah.
DC
Jacob,
12.
you see this happen. Franklin, you see him and blast you.
Oh,
roll
shit.
a dex. Roll a dex.
I might be able to do it to him, I think. Nope, I can't.
Good job, everyone. Fire, fire.
He makes
What do
it.
Okay, I stop.
Uh,
Then I look up at Ewan. I put my arms down. And then I full on sprint straight towards him and try to grapple him.
Hold person! Very quickly, hold person.
I need you to. So Ewan, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I just want to let you know I have one more point.
Wait, for hold person?
No, for you're being charged at. So for you to jump out of the way and hold
not
person
me.
him. I need Franklin. I need you to make me an athletics check.
Okay.
That whatever his athletics check is, the DC you need to beat, Cody.
It's not just a wisdom saving throw?
No, it's a dexterity saving throw to jump out of the way of his bull rush.
Oh, I thought he was okay.
He's charging you.
Yeah, you gotta get the spell off before I can get to you.
Is there any way that I can just interpose? Because I can just lean down over Ewan and just catch Franklin as he's coming in.
Do you want to do that?
Well, sure. I'm not going to
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sure,
You
he can see
him.
the guy coming and tackle him, but I can't.
No, he doesn't
cast the
tackle
spell.
him.
In truth, I do have the barbarian ability of danger sense, whereas I get advantage on seeing traps and
There
things.
you go.
And this is a trap-like thing, I think.
Yes. And in full D&D mechanics, you cast a spell, he charged you. It's not your turn anymore. So to get your spell off was the saving throw. But what you see is Bjark lean over the top of you and just place two hands on the comically, cartoonishly charging Franklin. And then you with a bird's eye view, or a reverse bird's eye view, I guess. I don't know what that is. A worm's eye view. You see the black goo begin to crawl over Bjark's hands.
Yeah, I rub it all over him.
Well, let me describe what Bjark is trying to do. He's not trying to just hold him. He's trying to grab him and then punt him back down the corridor toward Rufus, because it's an interception, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to touch him as much as I can, so it's like a...
I'm football sized.
Perfect. I need you to roll me. Jesus Christ. I need you to roll me an athletics check, Bjark.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
I can't roll today.
Yes.
Franklin, I need you to make me athletics or acrobatics.
I'm going to take my last portent, which was a 19.
Okay, so you grab him and you go to throw him, but the goo is crawling over your hands and you slip and you wish you had isotoners as you just sort of go to throw him and he stays in place. And there's like a shock on all three of your faces as I assume Franklin's hands goes out for you.
I go for him and I just do this to his face. I just put my hands on his face.
You have split seconds to react. About 6 of them. What are you doing?
6 of them.
You just see hands coming towards your face.
Oh, I tried to cast whole person. Is that going to get off
Right.
before he touches him?
Yep,
Because
cast whole person.
he rolled his whatever. And it was
Yep.
Oh no! What do I need to roll?
You need to roll a wisdom.
I'm good
I
at
thought
these.
you did that earlier.
Damn it! No, I did a dexterity because I thought he was asking me to do a dex save.
You met. It does not work.
Uh,
You touch my face.
I caress his cheeks.
I feel like Ty goes to the attacker. So you put your hands up to touch him, and as you are mere inches from his face, you no longer have the ability to move. It's like running underwater, right? You're not like fully stopped, but you can still slowly just inch towards him, and Ewan can just step back away from you. Bjark, what are you doing? You got black goo coming up all over your hands and fingies.
This is not good. And I'm still holding Franklin.
No, you slipped through like he was moist.
Oh, he slipped through like a little eel.
I was
seal
a moist boy.
A little moist boy. A moist little daddy.
I pee on him. It works with jellyfish.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you get bitten by jellyfish and whales. You pee on them and they let you go.
I'm going to unfold that one at a time.
Yeah.
Are you peeing on Franklin or your hands?
Hands. My hands to begin with. My hands to begin with. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Pee on my hands. If it works, then we'll look for any whales. If there's no whales, then we'll look for jellyfish. And if there's no jellyfish, then we will move on to
Franklin. Sure.
Franklin.
We're about to find out if you're in an oil mix or
I'm gonna
not.
get hosed down.
Somebody Google it for us.
So we're gonna Dragon Age Fade to Black the sex scene that happens right now. As you go to unbutton your pants, the goo transfers.
No, there's no buttons.
Either way, as you go to lift your loincloth, the black goo transfers to that and begins to consume your lower half.
What?
Everything goes numb. It's like you have a stranger's hands.
It's kind of like once you've gone black down there.
You may not go back. At least not without some kind of magical aid.
Got it on your dick.
How wide is this hallway?
Not wide enough.
Barely.
Lauren, just to catch you up from what happened in the past 5 seconds, Bjark got the goo on his dick.
It happens.
That's the appropriate
That's what you
response.
missed.
That's the
Verbatim,
appropriate
that's
response.
what you missed.
Rufus, it's about 15 feet wide.
Not my penis, the corridor.
Oh my god, I honestly.
Who needs fucking monetization?
No wonder
I
I
don't give a
yelled,
shit.
watch out for the hole. Sorry.
I used the nice word. Rufus, you got to do something. You are the only one who's not infected, and we know what Tabitha is.
It's not touching me.
Yeah, I got a plan. And I try and run by them all. Stabitha!
She's gonna sneak past while he's doing that.
Okay. Rufus, as no one is actually trying to goo on you, you easily crab walk your way by, and Tabitha, you are still stealthed. You are left in the hallway with a increasingly gooey Bjark and the most gooey version of Franklin you've ever seen.
They're blacking everything!
I don't know what to do.
Everyone got blacked!
Since he's a pathological liar, you look over at Bjark. Everything's going to be fine. Just drink this, and I'm gonna pull out whatever. I don't care. A bottle. And I'm gonna set it
My
down.
mouth.
I'm gonna set it on the ground, and I'm gonna skirt
can't use my
around
hands.
him, and I'm gonna follow Rufus.
I can't drink the bottle with. I always fail at this gun. This is not my good one. Like the bobbing for the apples and the biscuit, it just doesn't work. I'm never succeeded this. I try and kneel down and very delicately take the bottle in my mouth.
Is Tabitha's turn next, correct?
Sure.
As she skirts by, she's going to again just, that's right with your mouth. As she just sneaks past. And she's also going to leave him in the dust because she doesn't want to die.
Well, the terrifying voice that warned you of the hole is now taunting you and your mouth. Bjark. Are you sure you want to put that in your mouth?
Yeah, the team said I should do it, and so it must be done.
Okay. Ewan, what did you give him?
A jar of honey.
Of course you did. So you reach down, mouth as wide as you can make it, wrap your lips around the edge of the jar, and tilt it back, expecting some kind of liquid. And what you get is a sticky, viscous, slow pour into your mouth. It feels like the goo crawling up your body, but it tastes so sweet. Like pineapples.
Or
honey.
like honey.
Yeah. That's my world. My world. You just live in it.
Good response.
So Franklin has run off.
Everyone has run off except Franklin is standing there in front of you, all gooey, and you are slowly becoming gooified. You and Rufus, and you don't even know that Tabitha exists anymore. But you assume that she has survived and has gone away. But you are alone, slowly gooing in front
I
of you.
hold my hands out to Franklin. If we're going to go, at least we can appreciate one another in a hug. Yeah, it's been a good run.
I hug him.
You're frozen.
Oh, I forgot.
It's
You
only a
just
minute.
You just see Franklin is still in like face grab pose, but it can be misconstrued to a hug.
Yeah,
Granted, he's been that way the whole time.
it's good. I sludge him on the back because that's where we are now.
It's
Probably gets a bit of honey dribbling down on his forehead because he's short.
It's coming out like one side of the mouth.
Well,
So
if you've ever tried to eat honey with a beard, you realize it's a losing problem.
no one likes a sloppy
There's a
beard.
website for that.
But you embrace your tiny friend Franklin, and you feel the goo slowly begin to surround you, making you into one amorphous blob of a man. And then you kind of separate, and you see that it is now up your arms, your chest, down your upper thighs, and slowly wrapping around towards your back. But as it consumes your head, you also see beautiful streaks of very organized green lines sort of moving pew, 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 down this tunnel. It's as if all of the lightning, the greenish lightning that was inside the brick walls here, this mysterious stone, has now organized into just very straight, beautiful.
Can I speak to him?
Lines. You can now. I mean, if you tried it, you're a held person. I don't think you can. You can talk in hold person, I believe. Yeah, you can speak, and now Bjark, you can hear him.
This is amazing. It's quite beautiful. Hello?
That awful noise pierces your ears, and you notice that the discordant noise that you were hearing before now sounds like melodic, angelic, beautiful symphonies coming from the direction in which you guys were running before you encountered this mysterious hole. But you now hear the squeaking that you assume might be coming from Franklin.
My intelligence is not that great. Let's see if I do assume that. Yeah, now I roll high. Sure. Is that you, Franklin? Or is that you, Weezing? Should I leave you alone? Do you need a moment? Or is that you trying to say something? Is there there's something that we should do? We should use arcane fire to immolate ourselves whilst practicing the ritual of Akai? Yeah? Is that what you're saying? No? Probably not, because that's from a book. I
Are you guys not entertained?
And with that, we'll cut over to you and Rufus and the invisible Tabitha. You guys, Ewan and Rufus, you are running down the hallway. What are you guys doing?
We ran down the hallway towards the direction that Franklin, I guess, was actually calling us, right, Dave? Is that the way you headed down, along with Tabitha?
Yeah, I'm just running away from the goo people and Franklin and Bjork, and I'm explaining to Shelly, we gotta get out of here, Shelly. I'm so small, you're small. We can't take all this blacking. Franklin's little, now he's all black. And Bjork, he got black too, but he's a big guy, so he can probably take it. We just gotta get out of here. We gotta find some stairs going down. We gotta get back to the Underdark. This place is so weird. You're right, Shelly. We should have never left.
That's a pretty good crab noise. I think that's going to be crab noise from now on.
Yeah.
Shelly.
Guys, that's what the noise that crabs make.
It is now.
It's like you've never seen an episode of Pokemon. That's like. Crab. So Ewan, it appears as though Rufus is panicked and ignoring you entirely as you charge somewhere into the darkness with your torch.
I have a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are running towards that loud, discordant noise. Do you stop to investigate this, or do you just run into it?
How far in front of me is Rufus?
Probably a good 15 feet.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I could see him. Tabitha, I thought Tabitha tried to run past us almost at the same time. Do I not see her at all?
She is stealthed, so your passive perception is lower than an 18, so you don't see her. Okay. She's just creeping. She's slinking in the shadow of your torch against the wall. Are you guys moving towards that noise, or are you trying to go down one of these side chutes?
Rufus, I don't think that we should just leave Bjark and Franklin back there, even though Franklin was trying to kill me.
Well, what are you going to do? You can't let him touch you.
Yeah, I don't want to be blacked.
It doesn't look good, and then they can't talk. And they're moving like monsters.
I almost wonder if they could even hear us. Do you think you could hear through it? Or do you think it took over their minds? And they're like totally different people? Like possessed by demons or something?
I don't know. He attacked you. He came right for you. You almost died.
I was just trying to help. And he tried to black me.
I know. And he got bored.
It was self-defense. You saw it.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do.
I'm a little torn.
And what's all that ruckus up ahead?
Good word.
You know, it sounds like, well, I guess I shouldn't say. It sounds dreadful. Let's just put it that way.
Can I come out from stealth?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you must remain in the shadows forever.
You are a shadow warrior.
No, when you're done. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Pop out whenever you like.
Sorry, you were. I think.
Lauren, I clearly have no control over what happens
Hey,
here.
look,
Whatever you want.
if you want to get in and make this a three-way, Lauren, like, let's do it.
You know what? She stays in the shadows.
On that note.
Good call.
You know what? Can I? While they're talking, did they stop to talk? Can I just go past them and just nope?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. No. Never mind.
Okay, so I want to be clear here. You said the hallway is 15 feet, and I am holding a torch.
Mhm.
And I don't see her just suddenly come out of the shadows, walk through the torch, and then go back into the shadows on the other
It depends.
side.
You seem to be panicked.
While
and
we are
very,
facing each other and having a conversation, neither
You seem to be very
Roll perception.
deeply
See
engaged
if you
with
see.
a conversation here with a crab riding goblin, but you may roll a perception if you like.
No, fuck it.
Frick.
You know, I
And God knows where Tabitha is. Just
Watch out for the hole.
you know, I don't, oh, fuck it. And, I'm gonna release concentration on Franklin.
Okay.
Hey, aren't you like a cleric and stuff? Can't you
You
heal
have to
him?
be.
I can't heal him. If he got his arm cut off, maybe I could heal that a bit. Stop the bleeding. But I can't just make black goo go away.
What good is there even having a god if you can't make black goo go away?
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm from the Underdark. I don't want to get back there because it's really freaking weird up here, man.
Well, you know, I haven't been down there in a long time. But, perhaps when we're done here, you can return. I'm sure it'll be a great place to go after you've got many treasures here. But first, we're trying to survive.
We're not doing a good job. Half of our party got blacked. I don't know. I don't even know what to do. I was leader for like 5 minutes.
You know, I think maybe we should go away from the arcs, all this leading a bit. I think it's a bit much for us. We're not really playing like a team. And I don't much care for sports. If you
Really?
couldn't
You look
tell
like
from
that.
looking
Thanks.
at me. Besides,
Back in
what's
the-
always with him punting everything? I thought he had a big axe.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a cultural thing for him.
You know.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Can I talk to Bjark?
Yeah, we're gonna shift the camera back over to you and Bjork.
Hey Björk, I'm glad you got the goo on you. Now
You
you-
are back. That's
Beautiful
good.
place. Do you see what I was trying to bring you to?
This lighted place, it's quite
Mhm.
pretty.
Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful. Do you hear that singing?
Yeah.
Let's go follow it. Come with me. And he grabs your hand. It's like his tiny hand over one of your fingers, and he just walks you down the hallway. And he's just like, come. And I'm gonna walk towards the music, and then I'm going to look over at Ewan and Rufus, who we're just two inky black creatures who, and I'm small and holding his hand, and I just go. It's working. I'm trying to be coercive, not intimidating, because I think because we could still hear them. They think I think you guys wanted to kill me like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, because you're trying to dissolve people. You shouldn't.
No,
you-
I was trying to bring you into this quantum realm where we could see the walls and nothing matters anymore, and you're just really out of your body.
You just said you were trying to be coercive. That's what.
Yeah,
happens
because I
when-
want them to come with us. Because if we're all alone, then we're just gonna die.
Yeah, the team has fallen apart quite officially. This is a catastrophe from that perspective. I agree,
Oh no! Well, this is all your fault.
but no, it is.
How dare you? You were a
Rufus-
leader, and you brought us apart.
Rufus is in charge. That was the official decision.
Oh, is that what you do now, Bjork? You just make other people the leaders when you can't handle it?
No, he was the leader. We decided beforehand.
I wasn't there to help decide that.
Yeah, because you were covered in glue.
Well, you didn't take into apart my opinion.
Well, we did express you shouldn't touch it. This is not a blame game that we need to get into right now. This is something that we need to shift and look at from a different perspective.
You know what? Calm down, Bjork. It's okay. I can understand. Come here, Neil. Bring me. And I grab his head. And I'm just gonna. I says, just open your mind. I'm going to try to understand how you feel.
I'm not opening my mouth again.
Nope, not your mouth. Just your mind.
Yeah.
Just not your mouth. Just your mind. Yep. You don't close that. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Just leave your mouth open. That's fine. And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Oh God, we're gonna get the real nitty gritty of what is going on in Bjork's mind.
This is a long ass spell.
PG-16 show, right? PG-16 and what's going on in Bjork's mind right now?
Nah, we're way fucking past that. We're way fucking past that.
So I can read his thoughts. If his intelligence is 3 or lower, he doesn't have thoughts. But I learned surface thoughts at the moment, but then he can make a wisdom saving throw, or if he's willing, then he can just let me do it. And I can understand the insight of its reasoning, emotional state, something that looms large in its mind, something it worries over, loves, and hates, all of those kind of things. And then there's so much to this.
Now, Bjork, I have one question for you. Are you willingly being penetrated by Franklin?
I don't think Bjork even knows what's going on right now. Because there are 2 very strong thoughts that are washing over or in Bjork's mind right now, and you can dig down as deep as you like. Unfortunately, you dig beyond the point of thought, where then there's just this void of nothing, because the 2 main thoughts are the only ones that can fit there. The first one is a deep psychoanalysis of the breakdown of leadership and a condemnation of failure to take action and prevent you from touching the sludge in the first place. The second one is a very intimate thought about what would happen to any man who had black sludge all over his nether regions. He's desperate to make them work so that he can make sure that they are working. It means he's trying to think about images which will make things work. And that's what you're getting as well.
So what are those images, guys?
Is it a fear boner at this point?
This could be a sleepover. This would definitely involve large buxom barbarians running in a scholar field filled with jelly, apparently. And there are some mastodons in the background.
Whoa. All right.
That's the image that you get. Yeah. And then deep self-recrimination over the failure for leadership, and then boobs, and then recrimination. It's a thing.
I think we should.
All right, I will take my hands off your head.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, Franklin.
Uh-oh.
You're fine. The impure thoughts leave as soon as you let go of his head, and you feel.
I come out with a Swede accent. Sorry.
You come out with something. Everything remains where it was, in exactly this current state that it was in, and you feel no more impure thoughts about buxom barbarians playing scum.
Those are some interesting thoughts you had there. Are you okay?
Ask me again. Once we've worked out this leadership crisis.
Don't worry. Don't feel failure on your part. I misunderstood your goals in life. You're doing very good as a leader. And I don't think any of us need to be the leader. We're all separated right now. Right now, we need to bring everybody to the same space. So it is our goal to bring everybody into Goop Land. You understand?
Yeah, you are the leader. I follow that completely. Yeah.
Okay. Where's Tabitha?
Don't know. She's been missing. I think she fell into a hole.
All right.
You guys have walked towards Ewan and Rufus and have just
I'm going to
stopped.
go over to Ewan, and I'm going to look over, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to have to try to goop him. It's the only way that we can
As
start
he comes
together
so
to
close to
take this
me,
goop off.
I give
So-
him the head shake. No, no, no. No means no.
Ewan and Rufus, you are having this discussion about the existential dread that has befallen your allies and the sudden death that has befallen Tabitha for whatever hole she must have fallen in. And as you kind of turn, you see hand in hand two black goo versions of Franklin and Bjork. And then Bjork kneels down and Franklin gently places hands on his head. And there's some sort of adorable commune between these gooey creatures. And they separate, turn towards you, and begin to walk towards you in a very non-threatening manner. Hands outstretched.
I don't
I
want
mean,
to be
was it-
black, so I give him the no means no, and I back away.
Doesn't Bjork? Isn't he?
He can't at the moment. That's part of the
Okay.
crisis.
Yeah. It's
I'm
both,
going
it's
to-
both boobs and baseball. It's a tough, you gotta...
Okay, I was just checking.
I'm going to just put my hands down. I'm going to nod at Ewan, and then very, very quickly jump onto him.
Eek! But that's unholy. They're coming right for us, and I think they were trying to procreate. Get out of here!
Can we say that I was prepared, making eye contact, and I will use my reaction to run
I don't
away
have eyes.
when he moves towards me? I will move blindly into the hallway towards the light.
Yeah, you could do whatever.
Move, Shelly, move! Move your shell!
I'm gonna
Oh,
try to grab
fucking
you.
Christ! He's
and
coming
goop him.
right for me! And I'm gonna just take off running.
So your reaction is to run the hell away?
Yes.
Is that what I'm... Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh, God.
If it looks like Franklin is going to get close to touching Ewan, I'll let fly an arrow.
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna say you just leave Shelly and run for a second. No, he goes to leap for him, and you just see Ewan just hightail it towards the towards the noise.
chased him.
I have dark vision. Fuck you.
Perfect. So Ewan is now running full speed. Franklin is chasing after him. Tabitha, what are you doing?
Oh, she has a huge lead on them because they were talking the whole time. She just kept going.
Perfect. Great. I will get back to you in a second. Bjark, what are you doing?
I am going to Scholar tackle Rufus,
Yes.
which is basically a run and a leap, and then it's kind of like a stage dive where you try and get as much of yourself onto your opponent as possible. Because in Scholar, everyone weighs 280, 300 pounds. So it's a takedown maneuver because my leader has said we must cover them in goo, so that's what I'm going to be doing.
Rufus, you see this charging man coming at you. You had a bow ready, an arrow, a bow drawn arrow ready to shoot Franklin. And out of the corner of your eye, you see the mass that is Bjark running towards you. You have a readied action. Do you loose it at Franklin or Bjark, or do you try to get the hell out of here?
Oh my God.
Right in the forehead, Dave.
I'm absolutely going to let fly the arrow and encourage Shelly to keep moving. She's going to use all of her movement to get us away from this psychopath. That's a Saber Dice 4 for an 11.
The arrow flies, clink, 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 clink. It clatters across this strange stone. As soon as the arrow hits the stonework, lightning sort of like hits it, and then it clatters to the ground. You see every time it impacts, more lightning sort of hits on the stone wherever it clatters. As Bjark just sort of is charging towards you, and the crab begins to move down the hallway. Tabitha, you approach the end of the corridor, and you see a room full of bright light. This is the loudest the noise has gotten, and you can only assume it is coming from this room. What do you do?
Can I look around the room and see if there's anything in here?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Do you enter the room?
Yeah.
Cool. So you enter the room and you sort of walk through the doorway and you feel like a fine mist just sort of wash over you. It's like when you walk through like those Disney fans that blow, you sort of walk through, you're like, oh, that was moderately refreshing. And in this room, you just hear, it's as if you are surrounded by a concert, right? It is very, very loud in here. It's very hard to like even hear your own thoughts. And coming from above it, there's this bright white light, making it almost unbearable to look up. So what are you looking at? What are you looking for?
There's no other way out of this room.
Not that you can see. It seems to be like another cylindrical room. There's no really definite area where the noise is coming from, and that bright light is just blinding from above.
Can I throw one of my daggers at the light above?
Sure, you can try. Cool. Do you throw it straight up?
Yeah.
Cool. So you just sort of grab the dagger and throw this thing up there. You hear it. Well, actually, you don't hear anything. It's very loud in there. You would assume you'd hear that noise. You kind of look up and you can see that like little black dot rotating, and it doesn't hit anything. And then a second later, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And Tabitha dies. Oh, shit.
What is your AC?
13.
Perfect. So the dagger flies, you lose sight of it in this bright light, and a second later it hits right by your feet as gravity works, and it falls directly back down to where it was thrown, and stabs kind of into the ground and sort of tink tink, it falls over.
She's going to walk around the room, touching the walls.
Okay. They are cold stone, and every time you touch it, more like little lightning sort of bursts out at you. It just sort of like everywhere you touch is like it lights up a little bit as you kind of just trace your way around the room. This noise is just slowly grating on you more and more the longer you're in this room. And this white light is very like oppressive. It's getting hard to even look higher than like eye level as you sort of make your way around this room. And as you get about halfway, you can see Ewan is just running as fast as he can towards the room, and Rufus is on Shelly as the crab is crab walking towards you as quickly as it's so many crab legs can take it. And behind it, you just see two black creatures.
Can I do something?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast sleep on Ewan.
I have 24 hit points.
Cool.
Okay.
Can I do that? Can I cast spells outside of this thing?
You can try.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, D8.
This bubble expands around your
I
head.
go to sleep.
Yes.
What is Franklin? What is your hit point total?
What am I? What?
What's your hit point total, Franklin?
20.
You go to sleep.
Yeah, remember that time you cast the acid, you idiot? Like a minute ago?
No.
Suck
Tabitha,
it so hard, Jacob!
You see Ewan and Rufus just coming towards you. You see Franklin and Bjork are just running, facing them down wordlessly as the other two are running towards you. And then you just see Franklin poof, and just eat it hard. He's down.
Franklin's my favorite character, I think.
Bjork, you have a stunning awareness that you are alone charging.
That's okay. Sometimes on the field, you are at the front, you are alone. You follow the rules of the leader. If I can get close to Shelly, I launch.
Okay.
God.
I will.
Really exhausted.
You can make me an athletics, and Rufus, I guess either you or Shelly can make me an athletics or an acrobatics to dodge out of the way of this nonsense.
15. It's difficult to jump in sludge. 15.
Also a 15.
So you know what? Do me a favor. Was that you rolling? Roll one for Shelly.
All right, Shelly, my girl. Let's
Come on,
see.
Shelly.
Crab goblin.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Wait a minute.
That would be so much cooler than a Drider.
Goblins,
I know, right?
Golden Drider.
Crab goblins.
Crab goblin.
So
Kryber.
A crabber.
So, Rufus, you see Bjork leap. As soon as Franklin eats it, you see him leap through the air, and he's coming towards you. And you try to steer Shelly away as quick as possible, but, crabs move sideways, not so much back and forth. And you sort of redirect her on whatever reins you have on a crab, I guess. And he grabs on to her two back legs as you kind of tumble forward off of Shelly, and you see the most panicked crab look as Black starts to crawl up her legs, up her rear legs, and begins to consume her in this black goo.
Oh, without thinking, I rush forward and grab her claw, one of her claws, and start trying to like pull her out of the goo.
There's a crunching noise. No, so you begin to pull her out of the goo as Bjark is beginning to claw over her. Ewan, what are you doing? Did you just leave?
Have I not made it to the big bright room yet?
That's what I'm saying. Are you going to the bright room, or are you noticing this Rufus situation and doubling back for your friend?
No, I'm moving forward. I still don't know where Tabitha is yet, so I'm just gonna press forward to this area. Ewan is convinced this is going to be his death.
Okay.
And so
he sees Tabitha.
Gonna move forward into wherever this noise is coming from to see what he sees.
So the first thing you see is Tabitha is standing across from you in this large cylindrical room, and you just sort of run barreling towards her as you feel this very fine mist kind of cover you as you run through the door, and you find this cacophony of noise all around you. You see this bright white light above you, and you are now in this room with her.
What's the room? Is the room made of a material that is not stone?
None of this place is made of a material that is stone. No one knows what the Jade Colossus is made out of. It's this strange, crazy material that is like greenish, kind of like jade-ish, blackish, and there's like little lightning bolts that kind of just course through it. But it's unlike any stone found anywhere in the world. In fact, they only know it to be found here, and they are unable to mine it.
Okay. Tabitha, they're trying to get me.
I'm gonna be honest. I tried to throw a knife at it, and I almost stabbed my eye out. But more importantly, we're at a dead end, and you brought the enemies with us. They were our friends, but now they're the enemies.
I didn't quite think that far.
I
will admit that Bjark looked kind of peaceful.
Has he charged you?
It looked like he was holding Franklin's hand.
Go check it out.
And they were
I'll
hugging.
follow you.
Besides,
from the hallway you hear,
and I kind of
Shelly did not consent. Shelly did not consent. She doesn't want to be black. Get off of Shelly.
Oh man, that happens.
Tabitha and Ewan rush back to go check on Rufus, I guess.
Tabitha's gonna follow, and there you said there's rooms. Is there a room right outside?
There is not. There is. So the corridor you were kind of passing through, all of the rooms sort of like, there weren't rooms, there were like small hallways, like they're little like 2 foot wide hallways, larger hallways. So you can kind of break off one of these hallways if you'd like.
Yep.
Okay. So
She's
you
gonna start
going
stealthing once she gets around the corner.
Down a random hallway?
Down the closest one that she can find. That
Perfect.
looks like it continues on.
None of them look like they continue on the direction you were going. They all just seem to go in sporadic random directions. But you can grab any one of them. Perfect. And you can roll me a stealth.
That's a natural
You
20.
are invisible. Perfect.
I brought Tabitha
The only
back.
competent one. The only competent one in the party who does what they plan to do.
So Ewan runs back, assuming that he's accompanied by Tabitha, and then you quickly get to Rufus and realize you are alone again.
And that
Perhaps-
Lauren B left me in the dirt.
Yeah. Perhaps the room played a trick on you and you imagined the entire encounter with Tabitha. But you are now back at Rufus, who is desperately pulling on Shelly as Bjark is climbing over the top of her as you hear this coming from Franklin about 20 feet down the hallway.
I'm gonna wait to see how. I have no idea what to do. I have no idea what to do. He all his friends are turning on him. It's like fucking Night of the Living Dead. Tabitha, she just keeps fucking gone. All right, Ewan is frustrated at this point. All right, Derek Schul, I could use some fucking help. A lot of help. And I'm gonna just try to help Rufus, and I'm probably gonna end up getting gooped myself while I try to help Rufus.
Okay, how are you assisting Rufus?
I don't fucking know, Mike. I'm gonna get the torch out and try to burn some more of it off, all right? And then everybody's gonna be blacked except for Lauren, which is gonna make for a very interesting story afterwards.
I've seen this video.
Let's be gooped. Ewan is gonna be dumb enough to get gooped.
Yeah, I'm afraid Bjork is going into full Scala tackle mode, which means he's wrapping legs and arms around anything that comes anywhere near him in an attempt just to lock down as many people as he can.
Okay, Gooped Gone Wild. Here we come. So
I don't know why you people are still fucking watching this bullshit.
Welcome to the Goop Colossus.
But we are fucking.
I want to take this moment to point out two things. That one, you asked me to do this, and then two, you said that was so much fun. Let's make it a podcast. So this is 110%.
Is that how I sound, Mike? Is that how I sound?
Guys, is that not how he sounds? That's exactly. Maybe it's my headphones. So you begin to tug on Rufus as he is trying to free Shelly from the clutches of Bjark. More goop is slowly clambering over the sides of this crustacean. Rufus, are you going to let Shelly go, or are you going to get gooped?
I'm going to get gooped. There's no way he's going to let Shelly go.
Okay. So unless you do anything, Ewan, the goop is going to get up to Rufus and begin to cover him.
Let's be four guys covered in goop trying to goop.
Okay.
Come on,
We're going to chase her down some corridors till we black her and goop her. Non-consensually, apparently.
Non-consensually blacking is the worst. Hashtag free Shelly.
We're gonna be gooped.
Okay.
Tabitha's gonna keep moving through this. Yeah.
Okay, you're just going to keep moving down that mysterious
Yeah,
tunnel?
no, she's gonna nope out of there, whatever that was.
Okay. Cool.
We're gonna bring you crabs. Don't worry about it, Lord. It'll be fine.
We're gonna come gooping
I guess it gives that I'm giving. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna point out, because it's a running trope of Saber Dice over before, is that it was said several times that you know for a fact that the only safe path was the one you were on. Just in case something
I mean,
happens.
apparently it wasn't.
Okay, so you are going down random passage A. Cool.
She's panicking. Mhm.
Yep, that makes sense. So and you don't even see any of this. That's great. Perfect. So you begin to run down this corridor. It zigzags left, right, which way. It's the Great Glass Wonkavator of corridors. As back in the main corridor of Rana's Way, the four of you are now successfully gooped, or unsuccessfully, depending on how much you resisted. And you all hear coming from Franklin. You can now hear Franklin. You can now hear Bjark, Rufus, and you can hear Shelly. And that discordant noise, that painful, barely tolerable noise, especially the one that you heard, Ewan, is now a beautiful, melodic, angelic sound.
Rufus runs over to Franklin
Mhm.
and kicks him hard right in the ribs. This is all your fault, man.
No, we are not playing that game, Rufus. That is not appropriate. Blaming will happen later when we work out how to channel it correctly into
What happened?
Bjark, we
why
told
did
him not to touch it. He's not a good listener. And he's not a good player.
And why is everything all different now?
Yeah, it's different, and we can communicate with one another again. This means we can express ourselves.
I was
Yes.
trying to talk to all of you, and he kept running away from me. I was trying to get in this place so we could find a way out because I couldn't talk to you, and you wanted to cut my head off. I was in a much more dangerous situation than all of you, and I didn't mean to cast sleep on myself. You just kicked me in the ribs. Oh, and he kept running away from me, and he kept trying to hold me down, and I don't even know where Tabitha is. I'm just trying to help out everybody. You understand what's going on? You can see something different when you're in this goop stuff. And, you'll be working a lot more as a team here. At least that's what I think. How you doing, Rufus? You okay?
Looking at my hands, are they like they're covered in that black sleek oil?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I'm kind of sleek and black and sexy looking now.
Yeah, we might find a way to get it off at some point, but, I wanted to be able to speak to you. So we got to find Tabitha, and we also got to get the goop on her as well, so that we can work together to try to, get this stuff off, because it's not very good that we can just kind of see through the matrix like this.
I just had her with me, and then she disappeared.
Oh, not good.
Yeah, she kind of does that a lot.
We
Well,
need to put a fucking bell on her neck.
We should put a bell on her neck.
I said that before, and everyone looked at me funny.
Oh no, you're definitely right.
And I think she tried to stab me.
You know what? Why don't we go down? Why don't we follow the music, and maybe she'll find a way to find us. I don't think it'll be that difficult.
I wanted to ask, did anyone notice that the music has now changed?
It did.
It was a noise, and now it's now beautiful.
Bjark, you're right. You know, we went down there, and there was a big bright light in there. We couldn't even look up, and that's where I saw Tabitha. But there was a bit of blowing on me, like a big giant's breath, but kind of cold.
Well, maybe you know what there then.
I know what this is. I think I know what this is. This is something that I know. Yeah, we used to do this around the fjords and the volcano.
It's very
cover
good.
yourself up with the mud, and then what it does is it cleanses all of your pores, and it really opens up your skin. It gives you this beautiful glow underneath it afterwards. It just makes the mud stick to you even more. This is exactly what is happening. This is why the music has changed, because we are now doing the right thing. Yeah,
I'm very happy that you have figured this out, and I'm very proud of you for understanding this. But I need you to use your actions and not your words, and I would like you to go accomplish this thing that you seem to know so much about.
It's
well,
like
we
this
just
way.
need to find the pool. We need to find the pool and some scallops, and then we will
please,
very manly way scrape the oil.
And we can work as a team to figure this out. So let's go.
Yes, you all right? That's why
Lead the way,
are.
Ewan.
I will lead them down the 100 feet down.
As you begin to lead them down this corridor towards that beautiful melodic song, we cut over to a terrified Tabitha. As you are running hither and thither, this way and that, down this corridor, you see a large opening at the end of the corridor in which you are in. It doesn't seem ominous, unlike the last one. There is no bright light. There's no discordant noise. But you can make out a large shape in the center of it. It's vaguely circular from the distance in which you are. Do you have dark vision?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, perfect. So are you lighting the way in any way? I assume not, because you are also stealthed. So yeah, you see this
Does crying and shaking count as lighting the way?
It doesn't count as lighting, no.
Okay. I just had
Quite the opposite. It actually makes it harder to see. Roll with disadvantage. No, you see this large semicircular thing, very big, in the center of this large room. What do?
I thought this out quite a bit. I throw my knife at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack. Okay, so you
I meant the first one. My bad.
You sort of throw this knife. You hit this like clang, 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 and then you hear the telltale noise of your dagger hitting the stone floor. And where it hits, you see like little pops of that lightning.
But,
Nothing sounded like it died.
Okay.
Or is in any sort of...
She's going to take a torch out.
Okay.
Can I...
Do you light it?
Yeah, she'll light a torch.
Okay.
And she'll go pick her dagger up if she can.
Waving around a torch. Unlit. Yeah, so you strike the flint and steel. You light this torch up as you head into this room. The amber glow of the flame sort of lights up this large rectangular room. And in it, you're fairly sure is a giant head. Like a giant head, like possibly a giant's head. It is made of this strange metal, maybe? It's very shiny and silvery. And the face looks like it's crystal.
Is there anything else in this room?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. She's gonna pick her dagger up first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wonder how many people it would take to get this out to sell it.
It's a
Yeah,
good
it's
ornamental
people that
pig.
dig the cave bigger. And Lord Mario Sack knows that we're gonna have to dig another way out because we can't get touched by them. But they're gonna try to take it too.
True.
She's going to pull out a paper from her bag and against this thing, sketch out a little map of where she's been so far. She's gonna have like a fire everywhere for like the bright room, you know what I mean? And then
Okay.
there's a little path to the side, and then big head with like coin symbols everywhere.
Roll me a survival.
Oh.
Oh,
That's not bad. You're okay with this map. It's pretty good. You might have got a little lost on the switchback corridors, but you're pretty sure it was just straight through those. So once you get there, you can kind of figure it out.
Okay.
So you have a makeshift map of where you've been. You can call it Tabitha's Way. And do you do anything further with this giant skull head?
Aside from walking around it and poking it, probably no.
Yeah, so you see like the face part where the skin would be is crystal. The eyes are closed, the mouth is closed, and the back of the head is all this strange metal. It looks like very different kinds of metal, like all kind of interwoven together. And when you get around to the back of it, you can see that it's not actually held up by anything. It's just sort of floating ominously there. And you see that the neck where it is severed, inside what you would imagine would be, the veins and, the innards of a working head. It is these like wires and cables. It's unlike anything you've ever seen because you don't understand machinery, right? But it's like these tubes and like these metal cables and stuff, and they all just sort of hang limply there as if they came from something else, as if this was torn off of something.
In the
It is
back,
large enough that you could climb into it.
she's gonna climb into it.
Okay.
She's gonna stick this torch in the ground, and
then scramble up inside. Okay, so you scramble up past all these tubes. In the area in which you would assume the brain would be is just a large cavernous area. This whole thing, like the brain room, essentially, is probably about like 6 or 7 feet wide. This is a massive skull, right? And you sort of climb up inside here, and you could nestle in here. This could be a nice little apartment for your tininess. You can't see out of the eyes. The eyes are apparently closed, as you thought with the crystal side. And there doesn't seem to be anything in here to kind of grab onto. They're just like these weird tubes, and there's nothing really in here. You're pretty sure that you could, if you tried hard enough, rip out some of the innards and sell those, and that might be, in fact, easier than taking the entire head. But who knows? While you ponder the innards of a giant's brain, we'll go back to the room of bright light and beautiful noises. You return to this room, leading everyone towards the misty doorway, and you see something strange. When you kind of turn around, you're like, "This way, everybody!" Right? It's not this bright white light anymore. It's very peaceful tones. In fact, you can see like this purple light kind of cascading down. You see like these weird like yellow to orange as it just sort of like comes down. It's very peaceful. It's very calming. It's like a hookah den, right? As you kind of walk through and you hear this beautiful melodic noise. And again, you walk through the doorway and you feel this mist sort of hit you. What do you do? Ewan.
I mean, as we kind of look around, it's like, I don't think I've seen anything like that before, Franklin.
Well, where's the light? He said there was a light.
No, is that a big bright light upstairs? It was shining down on top of us.
Is that it?
But it looks different.
Because we're in the
It was so bright we couldn't even see.
What's it look like now? Can I look up?
It looks like, so in the center, it looks purple. And then it sort of gets like softer purple on the edges. And then it sort of goes to this weird like purpley orange. And then that just fades to a yellow. And it just sort of cascades down. Like you can almost see the light sort of beaming at you like a crystal in a window, the kind of rainbow beam that sort of happens.
Oh, cool.
Soft melodic noise that's just happening all around you.
All right, Björk, you know what to do?
Yeah, usually it's lay back and wait for about 3 hours. Once the shell hardens, then you scrape it off, and then you go for a nice curry or something, Like,
I see. This is skin treatment.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. I don't know what effect it will have on Shelly, but
we're not doing skin treatment. We need to. That is not going to help us in any way. I'm going to. Is there anywhere else to go in this room, or is that it?
This is it. But everyone can make me a perception check if you guys would be so inclined.
I would love to make a perception
Neat.
check.
That's a thing.
You all also notice the weird mist as you walk in.
Yeah,
Ciao.
no,
Fuck.
no, I don't.
2 ones.
And a natural 20. That's amazing.
What's happening right now? Okay. Franklin and Rufus, you notice that the longer you're just in this room, the black is sort of starting to like flow and peel off the heads of your allies. You assume yourself that you can't see your own head.
Bjork, don't move. Keep doing that. Get on the ground and dance like your ancestors love you. And
You just relax, let the emotions pass through you. Think about all the things that bring you joy in your life.
Yes, everyone listen to Bjork. He's completely and utterly right. The goop, it's coming off. It's coming off. Just bask.
Yeah, reduce your book collection down to 30 books.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Stocks are always
Collection down to 30 books.
Yeah.
You know, I never learned how to read.
Guide me.
30 books? That's a lot of books. It's like a whole library.
That's just
Bjork.
something my mother used to say. She'd go around saying, well, the house is cluttered. We got to reduce it down.
Give me the. Tell me what do I need to be doing spiritually?
Emotionally and spiritually, you need to be finding your center and reflecting
All
upon
right.
time.
I've done it.
What is
Are
it?
we supposed to be doing this or this? I don't know.
Oh wait, I think I found it. Yep.
That's
I
a
found it.
perfectly natural function. It will happen again. Yeah.
I don't know
Rufus.
if this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Rufus, you notice this all happen. You hear the and you also feel a slight rumble in the ground.
Franklin, what did you do? Really, man?
I found my center. That's all I did.
I will try and figure out what the rumble is.
Oh God.
I'll jump down off of Shelly and put my ear to the ground.
As you put your head to the ground, you can actually feel the rumble even more now that you're like kind of touching it. The ground is rumbling. And beneath where you guys are, you start to see the faintest outline coming from this purple and orange light of an eyeball, very similar to the room in which you guys produced
Oh,
a
now we're
writhing,
hallucinating.
writhing banana.
Oh, purple.
Now we can see the eyeball. Wait, is it only Rufus that sees it?
Rufus sees that unless he points it out to the rest of you guys.
Oh, I'm stupid.
And where did you say the eyeball is?
It's on the floor.
I will go over to it and start touching it.
Okay. It looks like what?
You're the worst adventurers ever. Oh, let's scoop out.
Shut up, Cody, shut up, shut up.
It. It's an eyeball. I fucking.
Touch everything.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So you walk over there, and it seems as though this eyeball is being projected by whatever the light source is on the ceiling. But you kind of go over to it, and what would be the outline of this? You can actually feel ridges in the floor that were previously imperceptible. And you kind of begin to touch that, and you see that the lids of the eye slowly begin to open, though it's still stone. Right? It doesn't like actually like the stone doesn't peel back. It's just sort of like almost an illusion of the eyeball sort of peeling back, and you see an eye just staring up at you.
I don't think you are appreciating the process here. We shouldn't be moving around. It's a calming time.
Who's
I don't know this eye. I don't know what it is. Arcanus Draconis and can I?
That's not magic words. You're not saying just because you say Arcanus Draconis doesn't make it. It's not a spell.
Are you
You can't
sure?
just say things. I'm very certain.
I heard a wizard say it once. It's got to be a
sure
spell.
it is
I'm a
spell.
wizard.
No, I'm pretty sure it is a spell. You just don't have the right components.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need a Mario sack? Is that what you need? Huh? You think you all? You
Oh,
all
yeah.
think you know how to be a
Get a
wizard?
Mario
I do
stack, pull
think-
out the components.
I do think I've heard of that
Draconis.
flower. It's a very rare flower.
I'm sure.
As you struggle to cast the Arcanist Draconis using your Mario sack of holding, you'll come back to Tabitha. You are inside the head of a giant thing. What you doing?
It's hanging out.
All right.
So
We're gonna come back to that.
the ground shake because I'm floating?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
You feel
she's just
nothing.
chilling in there, and she's just like, she's just mocking the rest of the group from us walking in here. Oh, who's the leader of the group? We're gonna follow the goo. She's just, you just hear echoing of her talking. That's it.
I'm gonna wait in here until the goop all comes off.
Perfect. We're gonna go back to the other room. The goo is slowly falling off of you guys. It is probably down past your faces and into your torsos at this point. As you guys all more or less notice this now, right? It's so apparent that your upper half, your shoulders and up, are no longer covered in goo.
Perfect.
As the goo goes away,
Mhm.
does the sound return, or does it stay with the beautiful singing?
It stays with beautiful singing.
Oh,
Really
Mm-hmm.
dang.
interesting.
Pull out a mirror and start checking.
Oh, what's that?
It's a mirror. You should always make sure you look your best when you are out in the field.
I don't even know what I look like.
It went from very centered to very vague
Oh.
very quickly.
Oh, I've never seen. Oh, that's very interesting.
You
I've
see
only
your
ever
pores,
used
your pores
ponds
opened up,
and
flushed.
windows. That's
The pipes are coming out again.
Mm.
Are you done looking at yourself?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you are enamored by your own visage in this mirror, Rufus continues to cast the Arcanus Draconis spell.
Nice.
As you do so, Rufus, the light seems to become brighter and brighter as the black goo sloughs off of you. It doesn't become that harsh white. It's just the same purple thing. And the longer you are actively casting this spell, the iris of the floor eye starts to glow purple, and the outside edges of the eye start to glow this orange color. What are you all doing as you see this happen?
Get away, man. You messed it up last time. You wasted it, and we didn't even get to take it with us. You're not doing it again, Franklin.
What did I do? I'm sorry. I forgot.
You got a toucher?
You wasted our
toucher?
banana. We had one chance to use it, and you wasted it. We could
I
have
didn't know it was going to write something on the ground. What could we have done with that?
We could have did something really cool. But
Like
you're
what?
right.
A gold coin?
Oh, a gold. Okay, right. Gold coin on the floor.
Or a treasure?
Or okay.
Or just
It
write
writes
victory?
things on floors. I was being helpful.
I could have wrote Rufus and Shelly were here, but no, you had to waste.
Yes. That I think that would have been a much better thing to put on the floor there. That would have been so much more intelligent and skillful and better. You know
I
what?
feel we need a timeout, everyone, into a corner. There's a lot of emotion going
It's a
on.
circular
right now.
room.
There's everyone into a degree of angle for, I'm not sure exactly, but I would just want everyone to take a moment and reflect on the negativity that is currently spewing out of all of our minds. We are a team. We have survived the black thing. We, yes, have lost Tabitha, but I'm sure we will find her in the hole that she fell into and warned us about. So we will find her, but this words were said, which may want to be retracted later on once we have searched ourselves. I'm sure we are all caring and loving each other. Yes?
Did you say oral caring? I don't even know what that is. Like brushing your teeth and stuff? Big folk are really weird with that stuff.
You know, you might not be thinking about that if you knew what Franklin was saying behind your back, Bjark.
What?
And I'm just going to leave and go yell down the hallway for Tabitha. I'm just going to leave them in this drama that I created.
For the briefest of moments, the camera pans back to a room with an eye in it and the words, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" As one of the walls in the rear opens, and 4 adventurers walk through, notice the message and go, "Huh, I'm all right," and then proceed back down the switchback corridors towards the entrance of the Jade Colossus. We cut back to Ewan, who is now bellowing down a hallway. Ewan, you notice something strange as you pass back through the doorway. Again, you feel the mist, and as you're shouting, you notice that the black goo is creeping back up your body.
Oh, bloody hell, what the fuck is this about? I'm going to just kind of like, just think for a moment, like, Tabitha's not really that important. I just met. He's gonna go back and try to get the goop off. He's also curious to see if Bjark
You know
and
what,
Franklin are fighting.
everyone? You know what I think we should do? I think we are a bit stressed out. I don't think going in a corner is going to help us all too much. I think that we should just take a rest. We should sleep and think on our actions. And also, I'm very tired.
The tiredness may have contributed to this certain allegation that has been lodged against you, Franklin.
No, actually, I think the tiredness was the fact that I screwed up my sleeping schedule by sleeping myself earlier, and now I feel very drowsy.
Yeah, but before you sleep, do you want to say something to me? I take it personally if you are open and honest. It's your feelings; they are yours that you should own. But
What? Are you talking about what Ewan said?
yeah, did you say something behind my back?
Mark, who do you trust more, me or Ewan? The man
Yes.
who knows your feelings and read your brain, or someone who can't seem to listen to your own directions?
All I want you to say is either you didn't say something behind my back, in which case I will believe you 100%. Or if you did say something, just say it again, and then we can move on.
He thinks for a second, and he looks back up at you and he says, I don't think I've said anything about anybody's back, or anything behind anybody's back. So he didn't say anything.
That is exactly what I thought. Exactly what I thought.
Now go to sleep. and Franklin like crawls out of the ground into the fetal position and just tries to sleep.
Hey, Bjork, you let him read your brain?
You want me to read your brain?
No, I don't want you to read. That's creepy.
Give me your hand.
What are you going to do with my hand?
I'm going to read your brain.
How are you going to read my brain with my hand? That's weird.
Magic.
Are you like a fortune teller? You read my palm, you see my future?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you read Shelly's palm too?
Yeah, I can actually, yes.
All right, just be really careful. She can be a little snippy sometimes.
Wow.
She doesn't know her own strength.
No, don't worry. It's all right. Just give me your hand.
Just one question
I
before
can
you
hand
read,
over.
before you read Rufus's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be the big spoon?
Yes.
Good, because it would have been awkward with you. You would have just been hugging my butt, and it would be strange. I lie down next to Franklin.
I like to think that Tabitha. I like to think Tabitha heard him yelling and stealthed over, saw what was going on, and then continued straight into another corridor and just kept going.
I'm going to grab Rufus's hand. and
Shelly
put my-
interjects a claw before you can do that.
Oh.
And so, like, you're holding Shelly's claw instead, so she knocks my hand out of the way.
You know what? Is Shelly at all smart? Can she understand? Can she read?
She's a crab.
Oh, I can't read her mind then, because she actually doesn't have thoughts.
Why you say you're telling me Shelly doesn't have any thoughts? Don't say you can't talk about her like that.
I do have to say, I think that is lack of education on your
Okay,
behalf.
okay. I'll read her thoughts. All right. I'm sorry. I grab the crab's arm.
Acknowledges you can't read it.
I see the ocean and seagulls. And a seagull is coming. It's going to
They're
attack.
probably
Shelly.
bats because she grew up in the Underdark.
You're distracting me. And she kills the seagull, and then she digs into the ground. That's everything I got.
That does make sense. She probably has a natural longing to go back to the ocean where her speed is from.
It
Then they
seems to be
fear of
that
the gods.
Yes. Now give me your hand, Rufus.
Hand my hand over.
I'm going to cast my last second level slot and cast Detect Thoughts.
Because
Oh my
that's
God.
the important part.
Yes.
We're the best adventuring party ever.
Well, I mean, our parents did pay to get us into this whole thing.
I think that's obvious at this point, David.
We established that. Stabitha, did you heard him, watched him turn back into the room, and then you went across to a different corridor? Is that correct?
Yeah, she kind of like looked up after he walked away, saw Big Spoon, Little Spoon, cocked ahead, and just continued walking.
You can also see as you kind of walk by, and in fact, roll me a perception.
All right. I have that.
Yeah, you do.
It's 8.
Nothing. No, you can kind of see down there, and it looks like Ewan, who you kind of waited till he turned back and was walking back inside. From his shoulders up, does not have any more goo on it.
She'll like continue going, and then you hear, and then walks back and walks into the room.
Perfect. Ewan, you see Stabitha walk by you into the room as you proceed inward and find more of Franklin touching people's faces very calmly.
I will come out of the detect thoughts, and I will look over, and I will just have my eyes wide as I look over at Rufus and say, "It's so dark. So much darkness."
Brain?
I don't mean to.
Ewan, bring that torch over here. Can you hold it up to my ear?
That's not how it's going to work.
Read.
I have to go to sleep now.
I found Tabitha. I just shouted a bit.
None of you touch me.
I won't.
Tabitha, I
Don't
have
worry.
a question for you. Is it still bright in here for you?
It is still bright in here for you, and there is a very loud noise.
Yes. She's just yelling, yes.
It appears that the goo,
Ah?
the goop, it gives. Do I have? I still have goop on my hands, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna whisper.
And she's gonna back away because she's not an idiot and saw the other. She runs out. She runs around and runs.
And my head is visible. Tabitha, wait! It goes away, and it helps. It's no longer loud for us.
She's not even sneaking. You just hear running down like she made a left out the door, like she's gonna go.
I guess we're taking a nap then while Tabitha does her business.
Good enough. Arms, like, I make myself into a goblin tee, and then I just plop down across the both of them.
Fantastic. Do all of you go to sleep besides?
Yes.
Shelly, watch out while I take a nap.
I'm not smart, but I am wise. I think that I would wait for them to wake up, and I would wait to try to get if Tabitha came back to try to explain to her, "Hey, let's goop you real quick, and then it'll go away, and then you won't have this awful noise and light."
Okay, fantastic.
Does that work for the ladies with you often?
I'm sorry.
Does that work with you with the ladies often? What you just said.
The whispering? No, I don't whisper very often.
Yeah, that's good. You should be tackling and wrestling and then seeing who's the victor.
It's a cultural thing for him.
Apparently. And I'll set up opposite of them, facing the door and or doors, and wait for Tabitha, and that's it.
Okay.
And then whenever 2 hours goes by, I'll be like, "You motherfuckers, get up! I'm sleeping."
Okay. So Rufus, Franklin, and Bjark, you guys all begin to slumber. Tabitha, what are you doing?
Better get it right. She's just going straight down that hall.
The original hallway back towards the
No. Nope. So she went in the room, then she made a right. Now she's going left out the room, like she's straight how she was gonna go.
Fantastic. Roll me a d20.
I feel good about this. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Yep, you're lost.
No. You hear that rumble now, except it's a very different rumble. It's a far more aggressive rumble. In fact, the ground begins to shake around you. And the more you proceed down the tunnel, it's just like... And you actually begin to see cracks start to form in this strange stone all around the corridor that you are in. And you see chips of it begin to fall off, which was previously unminable. Maybe that's worth something. But you see it fall off, and this dust begins to kind of fill the corridor. And then you hear probably a good 30 or 40 feet in front of you, this loud crushing noise. And then a billow of dust comes out towards you. And as you kind of cough and sputter past this jade powder, you see that the hallway you are in has now collapsed in front of you.
Uh-oh.
So I can't go any farther. I just go back to where I was.
Yep. That has collapsed, and your only egress is back the way you came. So you emerge back out into the hallway before the misty door, and you just see Ewan sitting there waiting for you, looking on the other side of the door. The goo is now, nipple height.
She looks back the way she came, looks over, takes a side step farther away, and then continues to mark her map with "Don't go that way." And she's just writing it out with the little symbols, a little person who's dead.
Tabitha!
You tried to trick me before. Don't touch me. No touchy.
Listen, you're not listening. All right?
Consent. No touchy.
You know what? Have a great day. And I'm going to just kind of wave her off as he'll just kind of go back and be like, all right.
So, Tabitha, you see him sitting there calmly, slowly. Goo is sleeping off of his body, and you see the other three are sleeping. What do you do?
She'll look to him and just say,
Yell again when you need me. When you move on, I'll come with you.
And
Sure.
she goes back to the head and goes and takes a nap in the robot head.
Perfect. Ewan, time passes. You watch as the goo seeps off all of your allies. This serene kind of light just bathes down on you guys, and this melodic tune sort of starts to grate after a while, right? It's the same repeating MIDI clip over and over again. But the longer you sit there, you notice that the purple iris begins to glow and sort of pulsate more. And it seems to be glowing more and more brightly the more the goo falls off of you guys. Do you wake any of your allies, or you just kind of watch and monitor the situation?
I'm going to monitor the situation. If I think this eye is going to I don't know. If it starts, if the light starts getting warm, if it starts changing the temperature in the room, that I'm uncomfortable and it's hot and shit, I'll kind of get them up. Other than that, I'll probably just let it. I'm kind of under the assumption at this point that this is some magic that I don't understand, and that it is probably what's making the goop go away.
Sure. Yeah. No, the temperature stays the same. It's a rather pleasant, 70 degrees. It's nice and, it's a nice, warm spring day in this room. Lilting music plays as your friends sleep. More and more of the goo washes off of you. And as it does, the iris brightens and brightens and brightens until the glowing above is almost the same as the glowing below, sort of filling this room in a pleasant aura of colors. And as you see the last bit of goo leave Bjark, the largest of you, the room sort of fills with this soft purple glow. And you can make me an Arcana check.
Sure. I can do that.
It's the only one awake.
Ka-chow! 11.
Cool. So at the last second, you see a physical form of a person, like a humanoid shape, just sort of appear in the middle of the room and then blink out of existence. And as you're kind of what the shit? As you kind of rub your eyes, this bright light sort of, emanates from the room and then all of a sudden just goes out. And you are in a completely different room. All four of you are in a completely different room.
Oh, shit.
You have no idea what that was, but something happened. You
I'm
assume
asleep. Do I feel it happen?
you don't feel anything happen.
Okay. I stay asleep
Folks,
in the arms of Bjark.
Folks, Franklin, Bjark, Rufus,
Oh,
Shelley.
what's going on? What?
First off, Tabitha, she came and she went and she left, and then a big light came. It turned
Yeah.
into a person, not like a little person like you or like a dwarf like me, but like a person. And then it, and now look, and I'm gonna just point to the room. It's not
Where
where
are
we
we?
were, and I'm not even lying.
Where are we? What does the room look like?
It looks very similar to the room you're in, except that everything is instead of the black and greenish kind of thing, the walls are all white. And you see that there is now, in fact, you are a wizard. Go ahead and roll me Arcana. Now that you
Hey,
are
sweet, awesome.
Are we dead? Did we die?
I don't think so.
Jacob, what kind of wizard are you?
Divination wizard.
Perfect. You see that this is some kind of script of an arcane language you're unfamiliar with, but you can identify kind of how the mechanism is working. This seems to be akin to a teleportation spell. You're not sure if the room was teleported or all of you were teleported or what this was, but...
Well, you can read those runes right there. It says that we were teleported. We got transported to somewhere else. So I think the place didn't want us in there. Maybe this is a secret place that we could sleep a little longer. But it's up to you guys. Maybe we should explore a bit.
I don't know where Tabitha
Are we still
was.
good?
You are no longer gooped. In fact, everyone who was gooped, add +1 to your wisdom.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Are there doors or anything?
I feel so great right now.
So where the iris was, where the eye was, like where you guys were all sleeping around, there is actually a hole in the floor that leads down.
I told you.
Come on, Shelly! Finally, we're gonna go back to the Underdark.
Rufus, be careful.
Right in.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep, there he goes. I don't think we should split up again like we did last time. That was.
No, we have to follow him. Let's go. And I'm gonna jump in as well.
I'm gonna jump down too.
I'm gonna yell out, Tabitha, we're leaving. You said hola? And then I'm gonna jump in the hole after him.
We cut to Tabitha, who is sleeping inside the skull of a giant creature.
This is the party of 4 and Tabitha.
the adventures of Tabitha, the gnome, the
other guys,
and the other 4 guys. They're also. Tabitha, it has been a few hours. You haven't heard any yells. You've had a rather restful sleep, and you kind of stir awake in the skull of this creature. What are you doing?
Yeah, check on them.
You go check on them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. So you kind of zigzag back through that corridor. You walk to this room, and before you enter the misty doorway, you see that the room is completely empty, bathed in this bright white light and this cacophony of noise.
We got beamed. We got beamed up.
Man, what Tabitha would do, she's just gonna leave. Like, she wouldn't go, like, she wouldn't think to go do that. She's like, I'm gonna get a bunch of people to come back and get this thing out of here so I can make bank.
Okay. So you begin to walk out of the Jade Colossus.
Next week, Lauren just won't be on the show.
Hi, guys.
Assured that your allies must of course be dead.
We'll fix this real quick. We'll fix this real quick. All right, there we go.
Assured that your allies must surely be dead, and you, the smartest among them, decided you have found the treasure you came here for, and it is time to, in fact, leave the Jade Colossus.
What? You did it!
I feel like I won.
You've won the encounter. That being said, the camera pans swiftly through the floors back to this mysterious room as at least 3 of you plunge into a hole. Ewan, are you following them into this hole?
Yeah.
Ewan? Yeah, you jumped down too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you said Lauren. I'm sorry.
No, Ewan.
Yeah.
Cool. So you plunged out of this hole. Very anticlimactic, as it is just a short 6 feet. As it's you kind of go through, and you are in another room. This room opens into several different hallways. You no longer see the pulsing green lights. You no longer hear the beautiful sounds or the cacophony of noises. Although you feel slightly better for it. What direction do you guys choose?
All right. Which way are we going, Rufus? You know a pathway or something?
So Rufus begins looking around with Shelly and the at the different entranceways. Do they look anything different about any of them?
All of the entranceways look the same. Anyone who, actually all of you, I guess now, you kind of look at it, it feels like all of these are cardinal direction points and the semi-cardinal direction points, like the north, northeast, you know, all of your eastings and westings as they were. They each sort of go in that one direction. You don't recognize, any of you, don't recognize this as any part of the map of Rana's Way. You guys seem to be uncharted territory.
Yeah. Let's go left.
Cardinals and the bishops.
Sure. Popes, whatever.
Guys, we got totally new places to go. Verano's never even been here. I think we're winning.
Where do you suggest we go then, Rufus?
Well, I've got a great way to determine this. It's very sophisticated.
Oh,
It is a long honored tradition amongst my people. And I pull out an arrow and I just spin it.
Jesus.
This is a
Perfect.
magical arrow of destiny.
So 5 in the one of the cardinal
1,
directions.
2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is south. That's where we're going. Cool. So the arrow
What's
spins,
south?
points directly behind you.
Let's go then. And I'm gonna start heading
There's
south.
no which way we goes. That way.
Perfect.
A holy relic of your people.
Oh,
I just want you all to know I didn't finish my.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, we must respect everyone's traditions, otherwise we won't work together. Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4 generations of goblins have passed this down. It's been like 12 years.
Hey, everyone! Just to let you know, I have no spells. I have like 2 level 1 slots left because I didn't get to sleep. So, in case we come across any danger, there's not much I can do about it.
You know, Franklin, we don't like liars around here. You definitely did get to sleep. I sat there watching you sleep. To say that you didn't get any sleep is just outright lying. It's not
And
nice
that
to
was
do.
my axe handle.
I understand that your small mind can't comprehend magic, but I need more rest in order to obtain my powers back.
Well, that's
and
fine
I-
to say, but you said you didn't say that, did you?
Yeah, but that's what
You said
I
you
was
didn't get
talking
any
about.
sleep, but
I was
you
talking.
did get sleep.
All right, little fella, hop up here. You can sleep right on Shelly's back. It's nice and flat and cozy. I'll just walk.
No. I continue
So,
walking.
as you all proceed south
Terrifying.
down this strange corridor, you begin to hear this strange moaning and wailing kind of noise reverberating off of the walls down here.
Is that Tabitha, do you think?
Oh, they got her.
That sounds like a concert.
They got her.
If it is Tabitha, she's probably dying.
We gotta
Tabitha,
go.
we're coming for you!
I run.
tried.
As you begin to run, this
we'll
big
follow.
pulsating green light begins to protrude from this corridor. Rufus and Ewan, are you following behind to attempt to save Tabitha?
Yep, knock an arrow.
She's fucking outside with like fucking riches.
The title of our adventuring group, if this was like a movie, it's just the worst adventurers. We run into everything. We don't know what's going on. We touch everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So the 4 of you collectively run in to save Tabitha, whom you all care about so deeply, as you have forged a friendship over the years, and would never expect her of betrayal or leaving you to die in a dungeon. You throw yourselves against whatever enemy has her in her clutches as you emerge into a large room, and in the center of it is this amorphous, green, glowing, like wispy, gigantic thing, right? It looks like it has these weird tendrils sort of sticking out like an octopus that are sort of like touching the ground, but the whole thing floats and it shifts in shapes, and you're pretty sure you can see bones and like floating objects just sort of inside this thing as it sort of rotates towards you, its faceless mass, and begins to...
Oh, what is that?
Oh my god, Michael.
Give us
course
back
you do.
Tabitha!
Oh my
I
God,
rage
Michael.
charge with my double-handed
Oh
sword.
my god.
Kirk,
Michael.
don't go in alone. And
How
I
did I
start
just now
reading
pick up
cantrips.
all of this.
What are you saying?
Oh my god, Michael.
I don't know what
Never
you're talking
mind.
about.
Well, Jesus
I have no
Christ.
idea what you're talking
One of
about.
my favorite movies of all time. How did I
As-
not?
As this thing begins to clop towards you on its suction cuppy tendril pseudopods, I think that's what we're gonna call it.
You son of
Getting
a bitch.
faced down by a giant monster, and
gonna get
Tabitha
shot.
collects her riches.
Uh,
Tabitha, you emerge from the Jade.
Oh, what I meant by that is that the 4 of us are like the worst adventurers ever, and then like Tabitha won. Like she succeeded,
Guys,
and
I'd
we're all
like to thank Lord Jenks, our Lord and Savior.
Yeah. I think that should be called Dungeon Trip, because it's as disastrous as any road trip ever.
I'm glad I could
You guys
help.
were almost as good as my last dungeoning group.
Okay, we have some things to say. First off, thanks for sticking around for all that bullshit. We hope we made you laugh. Second off, thank you, sponsors, for believing in us and in our vision of bringing this show to the masses.
Elevating Dungeons and
We're
Dragons.
incredible.
I think most importantly of the shit show we need to say is, guys, we said at the beginning of the show, if you were here, you get this twice. If you weren't here, you get it once. This is going to be the new podcast for the Patreon After Dark show. We have one more 2.5-ish hour session coming up next week, and then this is going to be shifted to the podcast. What I will say as the person running this train wreck directly into the ground is that I'm going to be involving the community in a big way and deciding rooms, creatures, all kinds of things, pathways, fun items, and all that kind of shit. So if you guys want to be a part of that, now's the time to get into Patreon so we can put some polls up, so we can get you guys on Discord, so we can have some discussion about that kind of thing. I'm also working behind the scenes, already using some of the ideas that our lovely patrons have put forth in the Discord. You may see that next episode, probably not, but you'll definitely see it in the podcast. So check that out if you want to be a part of this in a big way.
I would like to say, email Gen Con and ask them what time and where they can watch. You can watch Saber Dice live.
Yes, because we've
Annoy
submitted
them.
twice to Gen Con, and both of those are still in pending status while other events have been approved. So we may next week. What we should do is we should get all of us to get everybody to just fucking blast them out on Twitter in like one day to figure out what's going on. You want to do that Friday or something like that? Just try to get as
What
many
if we
people
say
as
it's
can.
about religion? Wouldn't they like be obligated like a little bit
No,
to
Lauren.
maybe have us on? Because like that's super discriminatory, guys. Go tweet at them.
Uh-huh.
Make them feel bad.
That is not an
We
official
are
stance
a
of Saber
Cult-
Dice.
sorry,
Fringe
religious group.
Guys, we
Just
seriously
get
love your
like 10
faces.
Gmail accounts each and send an email.
We seriously love your faces. Oasis is coming May 8th. And outside of that, we will see you guys next week for the quote-unquote conclusion, at least of the regular Wednesday version of the Jade Colossus before it is shifted over into the podcast.
And it will fall apart.
Yeah,
It
let's fucking end on that. Well, let's fuck it. That's
You act like it was assembled to begin with.
whatever. Fucking production meeting happening right now.